In the past year, how often have you heard the phrase, "I need time to focus on my mental health"? It now seems to be common among sports stars, entertainers, healthcare professionals, teachers, and even parents. Words like mental health break, and mental health wellness are now culturally accepted terms in places like the United States. Even more surprisingly, in countries like India and Japan, where mental health is often stigmatized, more people seem to be willing to talk about the topic than ever before. But what exactly is mental health? And how can you protect it? And what are some practical ways you can place more attention on your mental health, just like you would with strengthening your physical body by going to the gym or eating healthier? After clearly defining mental health and discussing related research, you'll have a chance to take the Emotional Well-Being Measure quiz with me in this video. It only takes a few minutes to complete and can give you some practical and maybe even profound insights into supporting your mental health. Hi, my name is Dr. Justin Adam Geltsizer, and this channel is all about protecting your mental health. Join me as we explore a variety of topics each week and make mental health a bigger priority in our lives. Please take a moment to subscribe below and hit the like button to show your support for this channel. So how do we define mental health? Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. Mental health is indeed a lifelong journey. Focusing on and taking breaks for your mental health are not signs of weakness and failure, but of strength, maturity, and knowing yourself at a deep level. It takes daily, intentional effort to maintain and improve. Few situations more than the COVID-19 pandemic have brought the topic of mental health into the global spotlight and pushed people into reflecting on it. As we are told to stay home, have less frequent and changed interactions with others due to new public health precautions, and suddenly lose or change how we perform our jobs or attend school. Increased strain is put on our emotional, psychological, and social well-being, unlike any other time we have seen in recent memory. One study, for example, included 1,210 respondents from 194 cities in China at the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. In total, 53.8% of respondents rated the psychological impact of the outbreak as moderate or severe. 16.5% reported moderate to severe depression symptoms. 28.8% reported moderate to severe anxiety symptoms, and 8.1% reported moderate to severe stress levels. Stress, anxiety, worry, and confusion are just some of the feelings that emerge during this uncertain time and negatively impact our mental health. People often feel less safe and secure as infection and death rates associated with COVID-19 continue to grow around the world. And certain populations, such as healthcare workers, experience disproportionate amounts of mental health strains on their lives. In a study which compared the mental well-being of nurses in Portugal and Australia during the pandemic compared with the general population, researchers found that nurses presented higher depression, anxiety, and stress levels than the general population. They also presented higher anxiety and stress levels than the general population of the same country prior to the COVID-19 outbreak. A powerful way to protect your mental health is to take some quiet time and regularly check in with yourself. It is important to ask yourself questions like, what emotions are you feeling right now? And how has this changed or remained consistent for the past several weeks? I talk about the power of things like journaling in a previous video, which is a great way to track your emotions. Recognizing both positive and negative emotions in your life can help you come up with practical and constructive ways to promote change or reinforce those areas that seem to work for you. Let me show you what I mean. Grab a pen and paper or keep score on your smartphone. Let's take a brief self-reflective quiz together right now to get you thinking more about your emotional, psychological, and social well-being. As a brief disclaimer, this quiz is not a replacement for seeing a professional licensed counselor or psychologist. It is meant to give you a nice introduction for thinking about practical ways you can boost your mental health and wellness. If you are currently having suicidal thoughts, please reach out to someone you can trust or immediately call the following number. Okay, ready? Here we go. First, label your paper numbers 1 through 12. Next, let's take 30 seconds to think about what have you been doing and experiencing during the past 4 weeks. Using the following scale, you will write down how much you experience each of the following feelings from 1 to 5. 1 is very rarely or never. 2 is rarely. 3 is sometimes. 4 is often. 5 is very often or always. Here are the 12 emotions. Remember to write down your score for each one from 1 to 5. Number 1, how much you experienced positive feelings or emotions. Number 2, how much you experienced negative feelings or emotions. Number 3, how much you experienced good feelings or emotions. Number 4, how much you experienced bad feelings or emotions. Number 5, how much you experienced pleasant feelings or emotions. Number 6, how much you experienced unpleasant feelings or emotions. Number 7, how much you experienced happy feelings or emotions. Number 8, how much you experienced sad feelings or emotions. Number 9, how much you experienced afraid feelings or emotions. Number 10, how much you experienced joyful feelings or emotions. Number 11, how much you experienced angry feelings or emotions. And finally, number 12, how much you experienced contented feelings or emotions. Okay, you are all done. First, add up all of the even numbers together. Answer number 2 plus number 4 plus number 6 plus number 8 plus number 10 and plus number 12. Okay, remember that individual score. Next, add up all of the odd number scores. Answer number 1 plus number 3 plus number 5 plus number 7 plus number 9 and plus number 11. Finally, take the first cumulative score from the even numbers and subtract the second score or odd number scores. If you got a score of 15 for the first group, for example, and 5 for the second, then you will have a formula of 15 minus 5 or a score of 10. The difference score can vary from negative 24, unhappiest possible, to 24, highest effect balance possible. What was your score? Did anything surprise you about it? A respondent with a very high score of 24 reports that she or he rarely or never experiences any of the negative feelings and very often or always has all of the positive feelings. This quiz is a good chance for you to catch up with yourself. If you want to get even more out of the test, then you can take time to pinpoint what may be causing negative feelings and begin thinking of ways to steer this in a more positive direction. For the positive mental health emotions, you can think of ways to make them an even bigger part of your life. You can do this by considering your mental health from one or all three areas of emotional, psychological, and or social well-being. If you're good friends or a positive influence on your social well-being, for example, then what can you do to spend more time with them? Maybe plan a trip together. Or if you find a negative factor impacting your social life, for example, think about steps you can take today to begin getting out of a toxic work environment, or make plans to change your living situation to create space between yourself and a stress-inducing roommate. I hope you enjoy this video. Remember to comment below, and if you have any advice for how you try to live a more positive, mental health-focused life, please let us know. See you again soon.